Hey, what's up guys? DJ Flame here again. Today we're gonna be building a DJ podium. I've started on it. This is gonna be your basic backyard built shit. Fuck all this nonsense, professionalism and everything else. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, so I'm gonna make it happen. I'm not paying $2,000 for one of these, so I'll teach you guys if you guys wanna follow along. Get off your asses and make your own shit. Stop being lazy. All right, so for about 80 bucks, I got some wood. I got two of these pieces that are like, I guess, the scrap plywood pieces, but this is not just that. I guess this is, I don't even know what size this is, but it's pretty sturdy, still lightweight enough. I measured everything out for my console, my controller. I'm using a DJ Rev 1 controller, a little Pioneer. I know it's small, but it's gonna be decent for what, just trying this out. This is gonna be for my home shit. But as you see, what I did is I used a piece of plywood. It's a little thinner on the bottom to reduce some weight. I cut this out. I think the measurements were, where the hell did I put them? 23.5 deep by 35 inch length. And I guess that's just basic from what I'm seeing. A lot of these podiums are around that. So I made it, reduce it a little bit to make it, you know, so it's more doable, more convenient to load in the back of the car. I didn't have a lot of shit, a lot of tools, so I picked up from Harbor Freight some basic 7.5 inch, and I also got just a little guy, all right, jigsaw. And what I did was I measured out all these corners first, which again 23 by 35, and then I cut this out. What I did is I did a ½ inch on each side, so a ½ inch, so it gives you a little bit in here. But I'm gonna make this a wider base for the podium, so that this way you can put all the equipment down on the bottom. So if I have a mixer, I can put a mixer down there. If I have microphones or anything else, I can put them down on the bottom. As far as for paint, I picked up some Rust-Oleum, textured. I don't know if you guys can see, some textured. I mean, it's not the best. I'm gonna try it, and then I know they have like Duritex or something else that if this doesn't work right, Duritex. And for the sides and the front, I know a lot of these guys are doing rounded off. I don't have a table saw for it, so I need to make that. So I'm just gonna keep it square the way it is. I picked up some decent stuff. I'm gonna try to do this around some molding, regular molding. Try to do it around, cut it, put it on the fronts. I got a little box saw to cut it, make it look even. Perfect, so like this way you can just slide in. I'm going to put some hinges on the back of it so you can open it up this way, maybe a handle up here, a cup holder and some other stuff. So keep watching the videos. Hey, what's up guys? So I'm going to be cutting out the controller, if you guys can see. I just measured everything out. It's a pain in the ass to measure everything out, but I did it 17.5 inches in the middle on each side, and I just laid the controller down and measured around with a ruler, make sure it was right. I did about 3.5 inches from where I'll be standing in front of. And then what I did is I just drilled a hole there with a drill just to start, and we'll get started. I guess I don't have power. What's up guys, I'm back again after I'm done cutting all this shit. It took forever. I had to measure it a dozen times just to make sure I'm right, but what a pain in the nutsack. This boy was a fucking pain in the nutsack. But right now it doesn't look even because again I'm gonna put some hinges on it to get it nice and even on the corners, so everything looks nice. You can see the controller come out nice. Once I get hinges, I'll be able to lift the front side up you know, it'll lift up. Controller's stuck in there right now because of the way it's jammed in there. But I used jigsaw for everything in between. I mean, it took a little bit. I really had to take some time and do it, about 20 minutes to cut that. I'm slow as shit with it, but this is the cutout for underneath. I mean, you see, you still have, let me get a ruler and figure out how big this is, just so you guys can see. It's a fucking mess in here right now, guys. You got wood all over the place and chips, but you got about 2.5 inches of space in between there, and it still gives you probably about 1.5 inches in between the controller. I only got some wood holding it up right now just to make it look even, but small controller. This is a Rev 1, and you guys can say whatever the fuck you want. It works. I know all you guys have this big time shit, all these big controllers. You know what? Fuck you. Learn how to DJ properly before you buy this big shit. But it works for me. And what I'm gonna do is I'll put some holes and I'll show you guys what I did. Again, it's a mess. All right. You see, I just had some wood laying in there just to see. But you can see it, once I have hinges, it'll sit nice and evenly on the corners. And everything will fit in there nice, and it'll be able to just close nice right over the top of the controller. It's a mess. This was, again, cut with a jigsaw. I had to drill all the holes for all the screws just to make sure it didn't crack, because this is like pretty thin down here. So only, I think I did a 1/2 inch. Yeah, I did a 1/2 inch on both sides between that. But this wood, just so you guys know, it's a 3/4 inch board. I think I spent $80 total on everything. I mean, it's considerably cheap compared to spending $2,000 on these fucking things. I don't know why in this world, unless they're using crazy material, but once I get that paint on it, I'm using a textured paint. If that textured paint doesn't cover it, I'll use some kind of like Durtex or something with like the sand in it. So this way, you know, it'll cover up all the imperfections. If you want, I'm gonna put molding on the sides, like I said, around the sides and the front and the back, just around it, make it look clean. And if that's not good enough for you, you could use wood fill it in, paint it, whatever color you want, white or black. I'm doing it in white. But this is, again, it's a mess in here. This is extra wood. This is what I'm gonna use for the podium. I'm gonna use I'm gonna cut this about 33 inches high. Well, I'm gonna measure it, just see how high I want it. But I'm gonna do one on each side. I'll do some top braces, bottom braces, and some shelves in between, maybe 2 or 3 shelves down. And for the front, I'm gonna use a scrim, so this way I can put a nice light behind it. I'll may use like a double layer of scrim, so this way, you know, you don't see any of the wiring. I'm gonna tuck the wiring nice and neat and clean. And then for the base itself, I'm gonna use this guy here. I'm not sure the size. I don't have my rule with me, but I mean, you kind of get the idea. If this is not big enough, again, I'm just shooting this by what I've seen. I had an idea of what I needed for wood. And hopefully this is big enough. I want to make the base on this pretty wide. I'm probably going to separate it a little more than 12 inches. You know, some of these other ones, I know Pro XF and all them, they have like the podium, but it's very skinny and there's not as much space. I want to create more space down at the bottom for racks, for like microphone. Well, microphone, you still have the space under the controller for it. But if you want to put a mixer down at the bottom like I have, you can put the mixer down in the bottom, or any other feedback destroyer or whatever else you're going to use. But again, $80 worth of wood, fucking 2 days of my time. I'm taking my time to do it. But keep watching. All right, I'm back. And like I said before, I finished the console, just playing around with it right now. I still got to get hinges and other stuff, hardware. But cutting this is going to be the bottom half of the podium. I'm making it about 39 inches tall height. These are cut at 34, measured them at 34 each. 34, and then this is going to be for the bottom half, where it's going to be the base of the podium, and then this is going to be on the base of the podium, like with these 2 legs on each side of it, just to give it a little extra support. And then we're going to build shelves. I think I'm going to do 2 shelves for right now. I might go with a thicker wood eventually for, you know, something maybe 1 foot for the podium. So it gives me a little bit more. I didn't realize how skinny this was. It's not bad. I think it's still like 8 inches. But all right, I'm gonna cut it up, and then I still gotta get a bigger podium too, like a podium base. So check it out. Hi again, I'm back, and I kind of built a temporary base. This is, I mean, it's okay. I need to definitely do a wider base down to the bottom, but I like the height of it. Everything seems nice. Again, I didn't put any hardware on it yet, so I was just lining it up with like some wood underneath that I cut, just to kind of even it out, just to see what it looks like. This doesn't have any support in the middle, so both the middles are like kind of hanging down a little bit, but you can see all the edges clean and flush. Everything's flush. But not too bad, not too bad. The controller, again, this is just held up by a couple little tiny pieces of wood like this I cut just temporarily, just to see what it looks like. But this is gonna be flush once I get everything on. But it looks good the way it is, pretty nice. I mean, it still needs some support in the middle. There's a little bit more support I need to do. It's a little tad bit wobbly, not horrible, but I need to do some kind of bracing. You know, once I cut with the box saw, I'll make some bracing for the back. But my idea with this is to I'm gonna staple some scrim, some white scrim or black scrim or whatever color I want. I think it'll actually look pretty good with everything white and then black scrim. But I'm gonna try a white scrim first. I already have an extra one laying upstairs. Just temporarily put that in there right now. But I have temporary braces on it, nothing crazy. But I'm gonna attach to these braces. I'm gonna put cross braces on it. And I still have to drill the holes in for it. Everything's gotta be painted and taken apart. It's just kind of sitting there right now. What I'm gonna do is order some wing nuts. So that this way I'm gonna have 2 little nuts coming down, or 2 nuts that can go inside. And you open up the top, and you're just gonna be able to just screw right on that way. So it's easily attachable, detachable. Same thing with the base. But I gotta get a base that's probably about another foot out, maybe a little less than a foot. But it's coming out pretty nice so far. I'm not gonna be able to do another video I gotta work a couple more days, and I'll get back to it again. But as for the space in here, you guys can kind of see, you still have plenty of space to put. I could definitely put something pretty decent here. I put a temporary shelf on. This is underneath. This is a support between, but just hanging there because I don't have much time to do it right now. But that's just another cut out of the wood there. It's just laying there. But get some nice foam in here. You know, it'll even this whole thing out so everything's perfect. You can see that's pretty nice and flush. But right here you'll be able to do maybe a microphone. Gives you more than enough space in between. But, all right, let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any ideas of what I should do. Again, I'm doing molding on the outside of this. So it's gonna be that nice white molding I showed you in the beginning of the video. It'll all be cut nice and flush. Everything will be nice and even. And then I'll fill it in, whatever I think needs to be filled in. And I'll give it a paint job, but right now I want to do that base and the middle. So again, this was about 80 bucks with the spray paint and the wood. I mean, I don't know. It took me 2 days, maybe like 5 hours total, 4 or 5 hours total. But like, if you could probably do quicker, you know, if you have more knowledge of this. But I wasn't using a table saw. Things would have come out a lot more even. But I don't think it came out bad for what it is. It really is not bad. 80 bucks versus 2 grand. And a little bit more work. And if I would have had a table saw, I could have sliced in between these and just bent them. It would have been nice rounded corners. But I think it's going to look good with the molding. I think that's a good option for this. It's pretty squared away. Some people like those clean corners. So, all right. Let me know what you guys think. Please, please, please comment below. Thanks.